Whenever you start urinating frequently,
Abia State Governor Alex Oti will today, Wednesday, flag off the reconstruction of the 3.5 kilometers Osisioma Eke-Akpara Road, which is a major gateway into the Osisioma Industrial Complex. Of course, this was according to the Commissioner for Information and Culture, Prince Okekano, who stated that the road is equally leading to the NNPC depot, Osisioma. This event will be taking place today in Abia State. Can you now relate with the ones that have happened so far in Abia State? Actually, what is happening in Abia State is the big question at the moment. That will lead us to the discussion this morning on Standpoint. We'll be giving attention to the state of affairs under Governor Alex Oti in Abia State. Then we'll narrow down the discussion to Umunuchi, local government area this morning. My name is Moses Ben, saying welcome to today's edition of Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics. Incorruptible Sam, good morning, and it's good to have you join Standpoint this morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, Moses Ben. And it's a beautiful one, actually. He just talked about or mentioned a particular road that we need to talk about. Let me just do the greetings. When we get to that point, I'll talk about the Eke-Apara road.
Oh, you're aware of that particular access?
I know the road.
Oh, that's good to know. You take me through anyway. Meanwhile, I'm not trying to say that I'm not in Abia State. Hi, good morning and welcome to Standpoint.
Good morning, Moses Ben. It's good to have you, or have me, as always.
All right, it's quite surprising in a way, but we should give attention to it before we start the discussion this morning, gentlemen. You are also aware of what happened in Abia State on Monday, talking about tricycle riders who protested over the rise in their ticket fare and all of that. But the Abia State government has refuted claims of increased ticket and loading fees for tricycle operators in the capital city, Umuahia. This comes amidst recent protests by tricycle operators alleging such hikes. Responding to media inquiries, Mr. Ferdinand Ekoma, that's the special advisor to the governor on media and publicity, assured that the government would investigate the allegations. That's on one side. Just within 1 minute, Sam, your reaction to this. I have the voice note, but we don't have the time to play the voice note. This is the government's position on this issue.
Definitely. That's a nice one. Yeah, I reacted to the headline yesterday during the Igbo newspaper review, and good to know that the government said, no, we are not responsible for that. Now, I have a question. I wish Ekoma is here. I would have asked the question. Then, who did? Who are these people? I know we have people that one way or the other want to sabotage what the government is doing. And I will blame the government if they allow people like these ones to succeed. Yes, we know some people will say they used to buy, I can't remember how they describe that, like Incorruptible Sam, for example. Then in a particular place, I will buy the loading pack, something, then settle the government. Under previous administration, they did it. Now, if I settle the government, I will now decide how much I will be, I think they call it PIT, how much I will be collecting. As far as that PIT is concerned, I've settled the government. That's what they did under previous administration. I don't know if people that did such business, they are still existing.
No, the government has sanitized that.
Yes, they said, angle. We are not in trade. We didn't do that. Now, I want them to come out to clear it. Now, it's just like when this phone is under my custody and it gets missing. I know I'm not the one that took the phone. I'll try every means possible just to make sure I find out who took the phone. You understand? So that is what I want them to do now. Fine, they have come out to say, no, we are not the people. We didn't increase any fee. Beautiful. But the tricycle operators, we want to know who did and how come. All
right, before I get your reaction to this particular issue, then we move down to our discussion, Ike. The ticket category, we have the bike Okada, about 1,400. Don't worry, don't try to know where I got the information from. Then the keke passenger. I hope
it's not from a madman.
But the keke passenger, we have 1,950 naira. This is new weekly tariff for 6 days, including Saturday. We have keke goods at 2,250 naira. Minibus and taxi, we have 3,350 naira. Bus Sienna, 3,900 naira. Dyna pickup, we have 4,450 naira. 911, 9,750 naira. Coaster, 7,250 naira. Big tipper, 8,350 naira. Small tipper, 5,850 naira. Trailer and heavy trucks, 16,650 naira. Why I am reading this out? Because on Monday, when we went out to the field to interview the tricycle drivers, they mentioned categorically that they've been told to pay as on the 6th of May 2024, which was on Monday, 1,950 naira for a whole week. Your reaction to this development?
That's quite high. It needs to be. Well, thank God government has denied that. So it is left for them to sit back and find out where this is coming from. Because we also got feelers that the keke operators say that they are supposed to be paying monthly. I don't know if that is true.
No, they are supposed to be. They are supposed to be paying daily.
Daily.
No, they are supposed to. This is daily is the scenario, or
yes,
that's,
what they have been doing.
Yes, but then this the other policy that they are going to be paying monthly or weekly.
Weekly.
And this one
then
is
they
weekly.
Said, yes, weekly. And then they said, how can we be paying weekly when not all of us are on the road, or we as a keke operator, I may decide not to be on the road today. My keke could break down.
Yeah.
And then it can take you weeks to fix it. And then you discover that you have made some payments somewhere. And if you don't operate, that means the money is a waste. So I feel that the daily toll is better. And
More like pay as you go.
Pay as you go.
Okay.
And then it must be reviewed. If this increase is coming from government, I don't think it is fair, given the hard times we are currently dealing with. So it is what government said, it is not true. It's left for them to sit back and deal with this issue.
All right, still that month, before we leave this particular matter, the mayor of Umaya North local government area, that is Victor Ikeji, addressed tricycle drivers, saying that we'll lodge this complaint to the appropriate quarter. The record is there. So we believe that the government of the day is on top of this issue.
Yeah.
There is no how the government will not walk into this matter and address this issue in the interest of tricycle drivers. That's that. On the 29th of May, 2023, the governor, Dr. Alex Otti, took an oath to deliver governance in the new Abia to Abians in Abia State. Of course, he gave his marching order in the area of education, health, in terms of road infrastructure, transportation, and all of that. We are counting down. In less than, let's say, 22 days or 23 days, this government will be marking 1 year. This morning, joining us on Standpoint to look at the state of affairs under Governor Alex Otti in Abia State, and also take us through the happenings, activities, what so far has been achieved in Umunochi local government area, is the mayor of Umunochi local government area of Abia State, Mr. Ndubisi Ike. Very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us on Standpoint today.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
It's good to see you.
My pleasure.
All right, we are talking about governance this morning, and then this is the government of Dr. Alex Otti, not just for himself, but for every Abian in Abia State.
Indeed.
Between then and now, let us have your summation. What could you say about this current administration of Dr. Alex Otti?
What else can I say but what you actually see, which is the breathtaking performance in governance, in the provision of infrastructure, and what you see is clarity of vision that underpins the delivery of certainly not really perhaps, the best performance of any governor in any 1 year, in any part of Nigeria, currently, and even before this republic.
You said the best performance. What are the justifications?
Well, it's obvious. You talked about Kakbara. That's one structured construct to open up avenues for prosperity to the people. You talk about what is happening in Aba. Aba has been opened up, and you can see that people now use Port Harcourt Road, Port Harcourt Aba Express Road to get into Abia State, rather than going all the way around. And the idea was really to bring communities together, to bring states together, to integrate development in such a manner that we will catalyze, the development of Abia State. And that's precisely what is happening, be it in the education sector, where the government is also remodeling at least 10 schools in every local government area. I wouldn't like to go to the past, but what we picked up actually when His Excellency resumed office isn't anything to write home about in terms of education. But that's being well.
But administration was there. People were at the helm of affairs in the state.
Yeah, people were at the helm of affairs. I don't know what happened, but what I see, the pictures I see, I've been to a lot of the schools. I've seen a lot more pictures than the schools that I have visited. Basically, there was a rot in many of the schools, particularly in the primary and the secondary schools. Complete rot. You saw what happened in the teaching hospital in Aba, which was de-recognized, more or less. It was de-recognized, and the government has also refurbished that, brought back its recognition just put it in the state it should be. You are in Noma here, you would also have seen the hospital by Aba Road. Yeah, so a lot of things are happening, and His Excellency is actually in a hurry to bring Abia to where it should be. We lost 24 years, we lost 24 years to misgovernance, let me put it that way. And we now have to be in a hurry. That's what His Excellency is championing in order to get to a point of recovery.
All right, saying that being in a hurry to get into the point of recovery, that's on one side. Let us talk security. I know you relate with this so well. Given within 9, 11 months or 10 months in office, what's your view on the security architecture of this current administration?
That's a very good question. Yesterday I was with the Commissioner of Police in his office, and I asked him, what's your view about security? I'm not going to tell you what he told me, but I'm going to give you my own candid opinion. I come from Umunnochi, which was the hotbed of kidnapping, long before His Excellency assumed office. A year before he assumed office, actually, we discussed the security architecture of the state. And he said, in one word, that was a summary, don't worry. When I resume, we'll flush them out. That's what has happened. So from witnessing about 3-4 kidnappings every month, we haven't had any kidnapping in Umunnochi in the last couple of months. Actually, more than a couple of months. And it's not just about not having it. It's the structure around it. It's the support that he's been providing to make sure that doesn't happen. And it's all the interconnected activities that have really stemmed that to the point that you can say for certain, Ben, that, okay, we know there's a kidnapper here, so let's go for him. We know his name, we know where he hibernates, and we know how to get him. So the kidnappers are aware of that. They know that, obviously, a new sheriff is in town, and they are on the run. It doesn't mean that they have disappeared, but in terms of security, you would say that's gone excellently well. And that's for good measure, because security is one of the underpinning pillars to help to develop Abia State. So His Excellency actually chose, first and foremost, let's make this place safe and secure for every investor. Let businesses conduct their activities in an environment that they trust, that their lives are safe. And let people also trust the same. So once you do that, you bring your investments in, and no wonder, the investment clock is ticking up, and life is returning to normal. I was in Omaha last night. I moved around a bit with my colleagues because we had late night meetings, and I could see semblances of activities in certain areas, and in other areas actually real activities, which was nice. That wasn't something I saw, say, more than a year ago when I visited Omaha. So it shows that indeed security is well in control.
All right, you said something around businesses coming up at the moment. We can see that reflected in the Q1 of the 2024 budget performance report when it comes to the internally generated revenue, over 6-point-something billion naira. Of course, in the month of September, October last year, we were talking about 1-point-something billion naira. But there is real reflection in terms of uptick in that angle. That's on one side. Let us calm down. Somebody said that workers are the engine room of productivity in any state, including Abia State. What would you say about the leadership style or the approach of the government of the day between the government and the workers in the state?
Excellent again, because listening to the governor the other day, His Excellency Dr. Alex Chioma Otti, he did say, if you listen to that speech, that he gives priority to taking care of workers, and that's what has been happening. He set out long before he resumed office, he said, look, I would pay down everything that is owed, be it to pensioners, be it to workers. I don't want them to be owed. In the same token, it is hoped that workers also would undertake activities that indeed would make the entire system more productive, because that's how economies are galvanized. So he's tried to build a partnership that works with the entire system, that workers now know that on the 28th of every month, they get their salary. That's they take it for granted now. That never really happened. So what happened before was that at the end of the month, you would have all sorts of people calling you for perks, for all sorts of gifts and all that. But with the steady payment of salaries, I mean, things are a lot more stable. And you see that also reflecting again in the progressive, what you call uptick in the economy. Yeah.
All right, that's interesting. But does it worry you also? There is this complaint from that angle that currently Abia State civil servants, workers in Abia State, the issue of either adjustment in terms of their take-home, nothing has changed so far. You are aware, as I'm aware, that in other states, given the removal of fuel subsidy, that there's been this change of what they take home. There are states that have added like 10,000, 20,000, but the basic salary in Abia State, workers are complaining or have been complaining. There's been no adjustment. Things are adjusted that way. That's on one side. Secondly, I don't know if you're aware, sir, can remember that upon the removal of fuel subsidy, last year, there was instruction from the presidency that at least the wage award should be given to all workers across the federation. We still get the report that Abia workers, the wage award has not been paid. This is a direct information from the chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress in Abia State. Does this situation worry you as somebody who is looking for a new Abia?
A new Abia is on, and I can't even say it's possible. It's on. It's on already. What workers take home, Ben, is just beyond basic salary. They take home a bunch of things, which could also include this award or that award, or this palliative or that palliative. But in terms of the entire workforce, and in terms of where I think your drift is heading, what is happening, in my view, is that we need to get the numbers right, first and foremost. So if you rebase the numbers, know how many people are actually working for government. I work in Umunochi local.
But when the governor came in, he did this sanitization of the process of that this department by trying to fish out ghost workers. We are aware that how many thousand of ghost workers we have fished out, though we've not seen the record yet. So what about that also, if you are coming from that angle, sir?
It's a progressive thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a progressive thing. And I believe the government will keep doing that until we get the numbers right. But here's my final take on this. The workers will smile at the end of the day. They just need to do their bit. And that bit is recognizing that it takes a union, a very strong union between the workers and the government to take Abia to the next level. Padding the numbers wouldn't help anybody. As a matter of fact, it hurts the workers more. Because if you have the actual number of people working for government, then you are able to say, okay, we can save this amount, and then we can give, let me use your word, an uptick to the workers' base salary. But apart from the base salary, His Excellency has also given some other sort of incentives to workers, which they testify to. And then that adds up to what you take home.
All right, interesting. We'll come back to that. Let's now get straight to where you are heading as the mayor, Umunochi local government area. I understand clearly that you were inaugurated along your deputy, that is Mr. Njoku Augustine, if I'm correct, sir.
Correct.
That was last year,
Correct.
Around November. One would want to ask, given grassroots governance, because this is where one would say, okay, we can easily track our government, we can easily put our plight across, then they would listen at the grassroots angle of it. How did you arrive there? Upon arrival at the office, what did you meet? What's been the progress at this point as we speak?
I was hoping you would spare me the agony of telling you what I met. And I would do my mental health some help by not recounting that. But let's just look forward. let's just look forward.
No, it will not be out of place for record purposes, to set the record straight.
I met nothing.
When you say nothing, it marvels me, because I understand people were there in these offices.
I'll give you specifics.
All right.
So I stepped into the office, and even as I talk to you, I wouldn't say I have an office. There's a space but it's not an office. And I asked for just one thing. Can I have our inventory record or the fixed assets register? We've done how many months now? Since November till now, I haven't got it. There's no single vehicle there. People took them away. We have a local government headquarters land. Someone who was chairman, or by whatever nomenclature called, sold that, put the money right inside his pocket, and partitioned the land to other people who are not related to the local government in any way, shape, or form. And misgovernance was rife. And I'm trying to be a bit calm here, to choose my words as well. Misgovernance was rife. But why I say let's leave that is that through the governance of His Excellency, there's a rebirth of hope in Abia State. So we should all be focusing on what are the things that we'll do to make a difference. And that's what we've been focusing on in Umunnochi.
All right, because there are persons who will call in or try to draw your attention that why you are saying this, these and these were recorded in these offices before you took over. That was why I wanted to get the fact from you this morning. But let's move on because we are progressive as we speak.
Thank you.
What so far have you put in place in Umunnochi local government area?
Thank you very much. When we resumed office, there was so much insecurity in Umunnochi. I don't know the last time you heard about insecurity in Umunnochi. But that's also because, as I said earlier on, His Excellency gave a lot of attention to that. And then we supported the process, the system, in order to manage the insecurity risks in Umunnochi. So the first step we took was actually that upon His Excellency being briefed, and he always, like I said, even a year before he assumed office, he already said what he was going to do. At least we discussed that. So immediately, he put boots on the ground. And that meant that we had more military men, more policemen, and then Operation Crush was given birth to. So we dominated with that process the roads. The next thing was we set up a security advisory committee populated by a DIG, a Commodore, and a Major General. 3 of them retired. And they set to work and brought out a fitting architecture that would help us to manage the security space. So the next thing we did was using the advisory coming from the state and using also our internal resources, we scaled up our intelligence gathering to the point that I can tell you for free that it got to a point where 6 kidnappers were coming from Kogi. We intercepted them on the road, so we knew they were coming. And
did this happen?
Oh, this happened. And the OC kidnapping in Enugu State, you can reference him. So I'm telling you what happened. So we intercepted that, also with the help of the CP here, with the help of the security architecture. Enugu got 3 of them. We got 1. And then 2, I think, died in the forest, and 1 ran away. And if you're doubting me, the name of the guy who ran away, maybe he's listening to this. His name is Sani. He has joined one kidnapping gang. We know where they are. We're pursuing them even as I talk to you. So what am I trying to convey? The message is that we are in a steady state where we know exactly what is happening, how it is happening, what the mitigation measures are. And His Excellency has not spared any support. In terms of managing the security. If anything we needed, we got. Anything we needed, we got. And everybody really is working Umunnochi security. Everybody that means well for the system. Both people you know and people you don't know. Both people who are fighting, I can reference CP Uche, for instance. I mean, he's in Abuja, but every time we're talking Umunnochi security. So we have the enablement from the government, and then we also have the architecture to tackle that. So we solved the security issue, and it's a very calm environment now. I can tell you that Umunnochi is one of the safest places to be right now, and people testify to that. Beyond security, what we tried to do was imagine a model local government council. And in imagining that, we then set up an Umunnochi development plan team. It was headed by a gentleman, Engineer Oluchukwu Uzo. He delivered a $2 billion Bonny integrated project for Shell. So he obviously knows something about Shell, about project delivery. A member of that team, Emeka Chukwu, is the CFO of a $1 billion revenue company in the US. What's the message here? These are some of the best brains anywhere in the sun. And then they put together the draft Umunnochi development plan. We are now at a stage where we are working with the Ministry of Lands and Housing. I was in Honorable Chaka's office 2 times last week, and he took me to his directors. We're trying to translate that into a master plan. Local government administration is by its nature short-term, but what we're looking at is the long-term, future of the local government council, such that
and not just within the time you spend in office.
Correct. Such that whoever comes, you have the master plan, you have the development plan, then you are able to map yourself into the things that you will do. In terms of specific dividends of democracy, we didn't meet any office.
Are you serious about these facts you put in up, sir?
All the offices, I'm not in the hospital, but I tell you I'm serious.
All right.
Okay. So all the offices in Umunnochi, except the chairman's office, except the deputy chairman's office, and maybe 1 or 2 others, all of them were leaking. I'm not saying they were leaking. The water was pouring in. It was a sorry sight. You couldn't imagine how any human being would operate in that space. Even as I talk to you, we still have a lot of improvement to do. But the first thing we have done is to de-roof and re-roof all those. We roofed them with 0.5 mm aluminum roofing sheets. We bought them from Agnes. Why am I open about it? You can check. You can also check the prices. So we do this with a sense of integrity. We bought them from Agnes, and they are all roofed now. We need to go to the next stage where we have to provide fit and proper furniture for people to work. What are we targeting? The productivity you talked earlier on about. And we've had at least 2 or 3 town hall sessions with the workers to tell them this is the direction we're going.
Since you came into office.
Correct. This is the direction we're going, and this is why we're doing this. What's your input? So we've also taken their input into consideration in doing the things that we're doing. Today, as I talk, if Engineer Dike of Ministry of Works is listening, he might be visiting Umunnochi together with the contractor, because we have already started filling all the potholes. So His Excellency last week gave approval. I was with the Honorable Commissioner for Works, and we all discussed that. So we're going to fill all the potholes. We did not grade any road, and why? It's erosion prone. So grading roads in Umunnochi is really is next to a waste of money. That's my view. Others may have a different view, but it's the easiest thing to do if we wanted to do it, particularly if we wanted to be a bit mischievous about it. But no, we don't operate that way. This is a government of integrity, and we operate with a sense of integrity. We are going to do very soon, we've mapped out the place, 9 kilometers of agric road. 9 kilometers of agric road, together with some wet markets. The 9 kilometers of agric road, the interesting thing about it is that we also want to use that opportunity to open up corridors of prosperity for rural dwellers. What do I mean by that? They get to their farms faster. Those who want to build houses and will build houses. So we try to bring communities together, much more than it was before now. We've also had series of engagements with EEDC, because we have underpinning pillars, just following from the state program. Security is one of it, provision of infrastructure is another, education is another. Inside infrastructure, we have power. And we thought that we haven't, before I resumed, we had power, I think, for one singular day in a certain blessed November, but that was only for about maybe 30 minutes. So when I came in, we engaged EEDC at the directorate level, at the management level, and we worked out a program where they could actually map us to a 60 MVA instead of a 30 MVA. That's ongoing. On the 15th of November, they will be doing that connection. That's the latest update they gave to me. Bear in mind, full disclosure, that sometimes they sleep on scope. But they sleep on schedule, sorry. But the important thing is that we are on course to ensuring that at least in the short term, we get about 3 hours power supply in Umunnochi. That's not something that you would have said like 2 years ago. No, not possible. On top of that, the Honorable Commissioner for Power for the state and ourselves are working together to ensure that when the Mbalano power line is ultimately on, then Umunnochi will be hooked back to that line, which will then give us, as long as there is power in the grid, give us 6-8 hours power supply. But if you ask me, what's the biggest achievement that we have had? Is actually the rebirth of hope. People know that things are happening and that they are happening with very good intentions. So, and that's a very scarce commodity in governance. When people trust what you are doing and know that you are doing the best for the society, you are acting actually in public interest. That's the hallmark. That's the credit that should go to His Excellency Dr. Alex Chiamoti, because that's what he has brought to governance. We've passed the level where people just sit back and doubt government to saying, no, those guys, they mean business. So right. Abia really means business.
All right, a rebirth of hope. Well, this morning, we are still discussing the state of affairs under Governor Alex Otti in Abia State, but we have narrowed down the discussion to Umunnochi local government area. My colleagues are interested in what you have said this morning. You will get their points, but that will be after this break. We still have in the studio the mayor of Umunnochi local government area, Mr. Ndubisi Ike. Please do well to stay with us. We'll be right back.
Arrive alive. Respect traffic rules. Do not drink and drive. Do not drive and drink. Every life on the road is precious. Drive safely. Be attentive and ensure your journey doesn't become a tragedy.
Stop on our roads. One Nemonyabia. Matananduge Dindiabiampa. Drive safely.
This message is powered by Abia State Orientation Agency.
Ozia, Sinaka Abia State Orientation Agency.
Beauty is power. A smile is its sword. Beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is all around us. So, if you want to look good always, visit Masters and Wands Cosmetics stores. It's new, it's exclusive, and a happening store in beauty products. We deal on perfumes and cosmetics such as body lotions, facial creams and scrubs, body sprays, powders, bath wash, and all kinds of quality cosmetics with affordable prices. Contact us at number 41 Fimbers Road, Umuahia, or number 28 School Road, Umuahia, all in Abia State. Call us on 0806 951 2773 or email us at wandsglean@gmail.com. Masters and Wands Cosmetics Stores. Quality is our name. Signed Management.
Rapid 96.5 FM Starrise Eviction is here.
We are grateful to the following:
Honorable Anderson Akaliro, member representing Umuahia North State Constituency.
Gawai's Logistics Company Limited, number 2 Ojike Street off Bende Road, Umuahia, Abia State.
Ellis Wares, number 28 Azikiwe Road by School Road, Umuahia, Abia State. Elix, Friends of Your Wardrobe.
Onyem's Pharmacy, 21 Azikiwe Road by School Road, Umuahia. We care, God heals.
Luwani Mondo, number 27 Azikiwe Road, Umuahia, Abia State.
Rapid Starrise. More supporters wanted.
From Umuahia, Nigeria, Rapid FM 96.5, the sound of your city.
Let's talk politics, dynamics, and permutations.
It's a concern that we have for our country, Nigeria. So this is beyond partisan politics. Nigeria is on drip. Nigeria is on oxygen. And how can we get out of this? And these are the kind of people who say they are leaders of this country. What example are they showing as leaders of the country?
Let's keep you abreast with happenings in the polity.
I am an employee of the president. I pay the president's salary. I pay the bills of his family. And he must protect me.
All the resources available in this country has to come together at this time to see how best we can move forward. The interest of Nigeria is part of it.
Standpoint.
Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics.
Standpoint, Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM.
No Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. That's right.
You're welcome back to Standpoint, the saint of all talks of politics on Rapid 96.5 FM. As we have been looking at this morning on today's edition, the state of affairs under Governor Alex Otti, and then we have narrowed down the discussion to Umunnochi local government area. My colleagues, of course, our guest is still in the studio this morning. Honorable, you're welcome back to the program.
Thank you very much.
All right, when you were talking, before we got to Umunnochi, you mentioned the governor's interest or the government's interest in education, where it would ensure that at least one education block is seen in every local government area in Abia State. Well, I will come down to that, but let me allow my colleagues come in at this point, sir.
Yeah, and we appreciate you, Mr. Ndubisi. And you have actually, talked about so many things, and some of the questions I would have asked, you've answered them already. But since we are talking about the local government now area, that's the closest government, the one that is closest to the people, where you see the aged, the younger ones, the kids, having access to their local government chairman. Do you guys answer mayor? That's a big name. So I think to whom much is given, much is actually expected. And now, as it has to do with agriculture, this is farming season. And sometimes we don't talk about it the way we should. And if any government should be more interested in agriculture, it should actually be the local government area where people, meet their leader faster than coming to the state government level. What is your plan on ground to make sure that the farmers, this period, we say a different thing? Maybe the one that they have not said before, or maybe something that they will say, okay, it's better now than it has ever been in Umunnochi as far as agriculture is concerned.
That's a very good question, Incorrectable Sam. We had started off on agriculture with our program in the local government.
Okay.
And then we got to a point where we had an Algon program, which all of us keyed into. But the way we do our things as a theme, we are now at a point where, in my view, we think, or I think, that program didn't meet our integrity test. So we're going back to the drawing board. And on my side, what I've done is we've set up a team. We're approaching agriculture from two major perspectives.
Okay.
Cash crops, livestock. We're going to do pig farming. There's a team working on that, and then how to do it, because that's our quickest way of making young men and women, and old men and women as well, millionaires. You put, from the study we've had so far, you put 6 pigs in the hands of somebody and give them a grant, give them like 2 years, they make millions of naira. Yeah. That's what the study points to. So we intend to implement that fully. In terms of the cash crop, we have had a little bit of challenge because our plan was really to use the corridors that used to be dominated by kidnapping as farmlands. But it's not that easy in rural communities to just take people's land and then convert them to farms. So we have made a detour. And I've had a discussion with one of the best farmers in town. I won't mention his name right now on air, but they're also working on something. The HOS of Umunnochi is actually, he used to be the head of the agri department. So we're also working. The message is, we are on course. We've been slightly delayed because of the stop that we put on the other on the initial plan. That
to go back to the drawing board.
Correct. But we are on course, and we're now working even more with farmers. Yesterday, I had a meeting with the Supervisory Councillor for Agriculture.
Okay.
He's identified a place that we would go and look into and then see whether it's something we can adopt and do farming directly. There are also people who provide tractors. One of them used to be he's the founder actually. Okay, let me not mention his name on air, but we're also discussing with him in terms of providing farm implements in order to help. On top of that, there's an organization called FADAMA, which is facilitated by His Excellency, and it also has the input of World Bank. We're all working together to help in that sector. So the message is, right now you can't say we have done this, but in the next 1-2 months you would see the results of what we have done.
All right, before I come in, 09160 000965, 09160 333 965. We are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. That's at Rapid 96.5 FM. You can be a part of the program this morning as our phone lines are open now.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning. Ike.
Again, it's good to have you with us on Rapid. We've listened to your lectures. Actually, I must say they are lectures. You've read out a couple of stuffs, and I must say we appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Now let's go at resources. I want us to look at resources. And also, I want to know first, what is the state of affairs in the Lokpa market, given the effort that has been made to flush out the kidnappers? Because we understand it's now a daily market. That's number one. Then number two, let us also look at resources. How are you people assessing resources? Are you getting adequate resources from the state government? Or is it that they give you what they want and then you're forced to manage it? How do you generate resources? One. Then before now, when they go for FAC, they come back and do JAC. There's one they call JAC. So where the state government is, in a position to give you what they feel should be given to you, maybe to pay salaries and probably take your security vote and all that. So what is the state of affairs now? Do you have that free hand that you need to operate as a mayor? Thank you very much.
All right, Mayor, you take that question or those questions along with these ones from these callers. 09160 000965 or 09160 333 965. Also on our YouTube page and Facebook page, we have at Rapid 96.5 FM. Let us have your view. Good morning and welcome to Start Point.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome.
My name is Honorable Asagwam Jude Osinachi.
All right, Jude.
One time elected deputy chairman of Umunochi local government.
All right.
I'm not new to local government administration. And I am calling in to pour encomium on the state governor, though I'm not a member of Labour Party, and also on the current mayor of Umunochi, Ndubisike, whom in all sincerity and honesty has shown with. He is one man who has conscience. His leadership thus far has made every Umunochi person to feel safe and happy with the government of Alex Otti in Abia State. The security architecture is excellent. Umunochi is no longer the kidnapping headquarters as it used to be for now. That alone is commendable, and I remark kudos. It's a credit honor I'm extending to the leadership.
All right.
He has done noble. And but in the area of media, he has not done well. So he should tell the people more what he has done. He should not keep it to himself. He's not a politician. People should know this young man is gradually making Umunochi, turning into El Dorado.
All right.
There's no department he has not touched. So I wish him well.
All right, thank you so much. 09160 000965 or 09160 333 965. Let's have your own opinion on the state of things in Abia State. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Hello.
Good morning. Please, could you adjust from where you are so we can have a seamless conversation?
Okay, can you hear me very well, Mr. Ben?
It's still bad, sir. Readjust a little, please.
Yes, can you hear me very well?
Okay, just adjust and call back. Good morning and welcome to Standpoint.
Good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
Good morning, incorrectable sir.
Yeah, good morning to you. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, our Munochi Mayor.
Good morning.
Our special guest in the studio.
Good morning.
This is Mr. Eze Eni Carlo, the voice from Abia Hotel Government Area in Homo Hospitality. I must commend our mayor in the studio. I'm very, very delighted hearing him telling us about the situation report concerning Umunochi Axis. Because all this while, Umunochi, that Axis has been a dangerous zone. Everybody passing through that side has been passing there with fear. But I'm happy with the information at hand he's giving us now. He's just restoring our hope, our confidence along that area. And I must commend our amiable and pragmatic governor. He has been working tirelessly to restore security in Abia entirely. So it's a welcome development. So I want to conclude you, sir. Carry on with your good works. And I like the word you mentioned, integrity. It is very, very critical in this administration, unlike what we have been passing through in past administrations. So you people should carry on to go on with the vision of our governor to make sure that the entire state is transformed completely. Let the narrative of this state be changed, and we have started seeing a sign.
All right, anyway.
Positive change in area.
All right.
So you people are doing a good work.
Thank you so
the
much.
comment the last caller made is very, very vital. Continue to be coming out to tell people.
He will do that, definitely. He will come out.
Have a nice day.
All right, thank you. Good morning and welcome to Standpoint. Okay. We lost our connection with that caller. 09160 0000965 or 09160 333 965. You're welcome. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
My brother.
You're welcome to Standpoint.
I thank you, my brother. Yes, my name is Obujo Sunday, a native of Lo Mauricio. Yes. I must greet my mayor. In fact, he is as straight and as Atanaro. I went to the local government secretariat by myself. I think what I saw there, in fact, is no longer the way it used, honestly. So the young man, I must give credit to his institution in a very good way. In a very special way. Like insecurity or something like that. I once a victim of kidnapping. I've been kidnapped. But I must assure you.
Yeah, so you're experienced too.
Yes, there is no mass in Umunochi now. And in other sector that I must commend him on is that as regard to that some rules, I think they've started putting all this, what do you call it? I start feeling it. I think I saw it when I went there last time. So I must commend him.
All right. Thank you so much, Sunday. And then we sincerely sympathize with you for the fact that you were kidnapped. Yeah. I know you had gone through hell. Welcome to Standpoint. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Moses.
You're welcome, sir. Kindly turn down your radio set.
Good morning. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Emu Chairman, sir, whether designate as mayor or this, mayor is the one operating in American system. That's what they call their chairman. Then Nigeria
kindly turn down your radio set. Could you please turn down your radio set?
Okay, is it okay now?
It's not. Or move away. Live there.
I'm off from there, sir. I don't know why it's so what I'm saying is that when that mayor designate to you people is the same thing with chairman. American system of government or local government system for their own mayor.
Yeah, we know.
The Nigeria, we call it chairman, it's the same thing.
All right, go ahead with your point. Go ahead with your point. Make your point, please.
What I want to ask
able chairman of local government, of Umunochi local government is that, please, can you please, for accountability, tell us how much you receive from federal government? How much do you receive as allocation for Umunochi?
All right.
And how many roads have you constructed in Umunochi for some months you have spent there? And we have had the repairs you have made. Thank you.
All
now,
right.
the state government, let me tell you that the workers are not happy without the state government, which is said the 35,000 naira which he promised in October last year, 2023, he has never fulfilled it. The salary arrears of secondary school teachers, which amount to 2 years, and the leave allowances, which amount to 17 years, and other parastatals that have such issue, which he promised before 31st December 2023, he has not fulfilled it. So
all right. What's your name? Your time is up. What's your name first? Your name and location. Where you're calling from?
I am Radio Senator calling from government calling
All right.
from Wire.
All right, Radio Senator. Thank you so much.
Radio Senator.
A very quick one. Please be brief. 30 seconds. You're welcome.
You're all listed.
Welcome, sir.
Excellent is my name.
All right.
Even out of 2 evils, you choose the lesser one. Let's assume that people that say let's assume that it's evil, but it's lesser evil to compare with what happened to others last 25 years of people died on their watch. People that killing others, more than people killed by Boko Haram.
All right, round of your thoughts.
But now, see what I'm saying is that now the man of God is on the throne.
Okay.
Those things are stealing from us, and the three babies,
All right.
all of them are running to other political parties.
Thank you, excellent.
Excellent. Thank you. Mayor, we have less than 1 minute. I know all those questions. You can pick pieces, and then do it within 50 seconds. We'll bring you back next week to address all these issues. But your reaction within 50 seconds.
Okay, thank you very much. Lock Panther, it's indeed the daily market is progressing well. In terms of resources, I haven't been incapacitated as a result of resources. In fact, when the primary school in Uguleru got raised down, we rebuilt it within a period of about 8 weeks or so. So you need to have money to do those things. I think the challenge we generally have is perhaps borders on capacity to execute. And that's a whole thing that you can't solve in one day.
Mayor, let's leave it at that.
Indeed. Honorable Osi, thank you for your very good comments. And you're right. Ben, last night I told you that I don't publish anything at all.
We'll work on that. Definitely. So just bear it in mind that next week you'll be coming back. And let's say we're of projecting that. But we have to stop the program at this point. Anticipating you'll be back here next week. We want to say a very big thank you to the mayor of Umunochi local government area. That's chairman, as others have said. Ndubisi Ike, thank you for your time on Standpoint this morning.
Thank you very much.
Ike, Ike Ogbonnaya, incorruptible, sir. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Still Ike.
Okay, still Ike. Ike, that is the...
Yes.
Oh, that's
God,
good.
Power.
All right, thank you so much. The news is up next at 10 o'clock. After then, remember the program, The People and the Law will be up there. Good morning. My name is Moses Ben.